like a 2-story storage container home. And I remember, it was crazy. We, just such a crazy introduction to adulthood. Because it's, you graduate high school and it's like, okay, I'm now responsible for myself. And I'm going to south of the United States for the first time to live in the jungle with my partner for the first time living with them. It was the first day.
It was a lot of firsts, right?
It was a lot of firsts.
So many firsts.
Yeah. Our bedroom, like, there was the toilet just had like a curtain over it. So it's like, all right, we're getting comfortable real fast.
How long were you guys dating at that point?
That would have been a year and a half.
Okay, so you like kind of knew each other, but it wasn't like, it was not like 5-6 years.
No.
So, what was that? If you had to label that as a chapter, what was that chapter? Like the Costa Rica, like what did that do for you?
Well, that was when I made the first song that I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
I can actually do this.
I was like, oh, this is the shit.
Yeah.
This is, like, the other songs I was making, I felt, I wasn't super inspired by them or proud of them necessarily.
Yeah.
And there in that first house in the jungle, I made the first song that I absolutely loved and felt like an expression of me.
Yeah.
So, yes. So that time, it was beautiful and instrumental, and it's so interesting looking back on it because I feel like you're such a child in that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, it felt very important.
Yeah.
In everything that succeeded it.
And it's sort of like a cornerstone.
Yeah, for sure. And it's something I'm really proud of too. Like it's something that I think is really cool that we did.
Yeah.
And it's something that I speak of highly.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that we had the courage to make that decision because it was not an easy decision to make.
Yeah. It was the first time where that was a lot of firsts. It was the first time you went against the grain. It was the first time you took a leap of faith. Right? Like, it was the first time that you created something that you were like, oh shit, I could see myself doing this for a very long time.
The first time left the country too, or no?
Well, it was definitely your first time leaving with Alex, right? With a partner.
No, that was my first time. I left when I was like 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like first time as an adult leaving the country.
Yeah. I had to get a passport and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
So that was a massive transformation. That was like,
when you really look at it, it's a lot.
Let's do it all right now.
For sure.
Like, we moved to California. Then we moved to Costa Rica in the jungle. In a storage container.
Totally.
And then you guys moved to a couple other places after that.
Right. Yeah. So I got, in the first month there, I got dengue fever.
That sounds. What is that?
You have terrible luck.
This man.
Scorpions, dengue, COVID.
I know. So dengue is a mosquito virus. And it's pretty gnarly. And it's funny because Alex gets annihilated by mosquitoes, and they hardly ever.
But that one mosquito's like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
You only need one.
For sure. So that was like in our last month last week at that house, and it was super intense. But then we moved around to more of like a city, so we didn't have to like flag a bus down to go to the grocery store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you stayed in Costa Rica.
Yeah, stayed in Costa Rica for like 3 or 4 months. Felt like a long time though.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Maybe longer than that. I think maybe 4 or 5 months because we had to do a border run to Panama.
To like renew.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You just go there for like a day and then just come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 or 4 months. But yeah, we moved around a little bit. And one experience that I want to share, which was cool, was the first place we lived was in the jungle, but it was also close to this town, in between these two towns, Dominical and Uvita, and that's also where this festival called Envision Festival is. And I just remember like when I first saw that festival and just being like, whoa, that is so sick, and feeling the spark. And so as I'm down in Costa Rica and I'm like really tapping into this new music that's coming through that is way more resonant than ever before, I'm thinking about that festival. I'm like, I want to play that festival. Like that is one of my like highest goals.
Yeah.
And flash forward like 4 years later or something like that, the most epic like unplannable circumstances led to me playing on like the sickest stage in front of like thousands of people on my dream sound system, like
fucking incredible, man.
Just incredible. And that was one of the key moments for me where it's like, whoa, that was like my first, it was actually my third show ever.
Wow.
It was like I remember I opened the festival, and this festival's amazing because it was like 4,000 or 5,000 people, and the majority of people like fly in, so there's
so much hype.
They're invested,
Yes,
and it's on the beach, and the energy is just. So I'm opening like one of the main stages, and they're doing an opening ceremony with the whole festival, and then they're like, all right, you're on.
No pressure, dude.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is my third show ever, and there are fuck tons of people. I'm like on this dragon stage that like spits fire.
I would have loved to see this. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Do you have pictures of this?
Yeah, and I have videos and stuff like that. Yeah.
How old are you? 22?
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, I think 22. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So just really cool full circle moment.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to see myself like express just this genuine excitement to achieve this goal,
Yeah.
to create this reality. And then, I mean, just the story of how it came to be, it was like, I didn't try for this at all, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, you did the work that was necessary to get there, though.
Yeah.
Right?
And you said it too, like you want to play the stage one day.
Right.
And then you eventually.
And I just let go and didn't necessarily expect it to happen.
And it's like those like letters that you write to the universe, right? Like when you write like a letter and you send it in the mail, you don't see it when it gets there. You don't really know if it does. You just like I'm assuming it's gonna get to where it needs to go, and I don't have to think about it anymore.
Exactly.
It's like one of those.
Yes. 100%.
Stamp, gone.
Boom.
And something I think about with that is like, did I create that reality, or was I tapping into like a path that was already set in motion? Like basically the question is, where did my attraction and excitement for that was so strong come from? Did I specifically create that moment, or am I tapping into like my grander karma or vision or purpose of this life? And it's probably a mixture of both. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I would say it's a mixture of both, but it definitely feels like you stepped into
that timeline or something.
Yeah.
For that first time when you were 18, you're like, I want to play this festival. Was it just because it was a cool festival? Did you attend it? And you like this?
I didn't attend it. No.
So it was just like you thought that would be a cool place to play, or was it?
Yeah, it was just, but it was more than that.
It was more.
Because it was
like
like there are cool places to play.
Yeah.
But there was like a
draw.
I have to. Like
for whatever.
There was a deeper connection to it.
Interesting.
And that's where I'm wondering
like what that is.
What that is.
I think that's I've been talking to a friend a lot about list of reasons why, because as human beings, we always need to find the reasons why something. We need to justify something. Mm-hmm. So we make a decision and then we logically look at it and go, was this decision right because X, Y, Z? And sometimes we forego the emotional, the spiritual, like no, I just know it's right.
It doesn't have to make sense.
There's not even like a reason. There's not even a thing that makes sense about it. I just know for a fact it's right.
Yep.
And I think it's those types of moments, spiritually, emotionally, when you connect to that, I think that's like when you're fully in tune with the universe.
Right.
Like you're fully tuned in, and it's like
So
you don't
true.
have another option.
Right.
It's been decided.
Ooh, it makes me feel good because I have a lot more things that I have feelings about that, and they're really exciting.
Well, there you go. If you also look at the decisions you've made in the past, probably moving to Costa Rica, all those other things, like they probably didn't make sense to tons of people. Like, why would you? Do that? But you knew, like this has to happen. Like, there's no other way.
I'd be willing to bet now that we're on it that most of the things that you've probably done that were transformational, you just felt it that you needed to do.
For sure.
Oh, same.
100%.
For you too, probably.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, totally. What's clicking for me now, which I'm getting really excited about. So after that Envision set, I had a list in my head, like top 5 shows that I want to play.
Yeah.
And within like 2 months, I played 3 of them. And it was like my 3rd, 4th, and 5th show, and they just flowed so beautifully, like just incredible.
You can't make that up, man.
No.
You can't make that up.
And like I booked one of them sort of just like on our the day I played at Envision Festival was like one of the most epic days of my life. We spent the week prior at this like place called Terra Firma in no, that's not Punta Mona, in Costa Rica, and it's this permaculture farm like on the outer or northeastern part of Costa Rica. It's like right next to Panama, and we spent like 5 days there with like 150 people, and just had the most epic experience. And then the day of my set, woke up and got on a plane, like a private plane, like a 10-seater plane, and there was a double rainbow at the airport, and we flew right through it.
Oh my god!
And then started talking to this woman next to me, and she was like, she was the booking agent for this dream venue that I wanted to play at, and she was like, "You should come play."
This is the stuff.
Like, yes, I like that.
And like, I asked for this, it's coming too quick. I don't know what to do.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. There was that feeling too. It was kind of a lot.
That's really interesting, dude.
Yeah.
That you make the declaration and then boom, like they just start happening. Like, why? Like, I'm wondering, like, why is that? Is it because you were vibrating so high? Is it because you were so in tune with the universe? Like you were on them. Like, why was it working so well?
Yeah, I don't know, because I look at that time period of my life and I wasn't feeling that great. So like before that time, I was struggling a lot. Yeah. So it wasn't like I was meditating every day and like,
I was so in depth. I was writing music in the quantum realm, and then it was developing in the physical.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know, but I do think there is something about the natural attraction to, like, why did I choose those 3 things as my top favorite menus?
Yeah.
I think there's something to that, which is getting me really excited in this moment because I have new top favorite menus.
I was going to ask, is there anything like that same feeling you just described of like you just know you want to play in these places, these experiences? That knowing doesn't really make sense necessarily. Yeah. Is there anything currently? I think you just alluded to that. Yeah. Like what's currently present, I guess, for that, whether it be with music or just in general. You're like, I know this has to happen. Yeah. For whatever reason.
My number one goal, show goal, is playing at Lightning in a Bottle, which is in California. And
is that the one that just happened like a month or 2 ago?
Last weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And I want to play on the specific stage, the Lightning stage, at night on a Saturday. Like that's
I'm so
specific.
glad you just declared that. Because in a couple years, you're going to listen to
Oh,
this.
for sure.
And you're like, holy shit.
With his timeline, it'll be next month. He'll be
Right.
there by August.